What's going on, you Guatemalan luchadors, I guess? How the hell are you? Alright, so, this is a 1v1. Oh, look, I even wrote myself a note. We'll explain that later. This is a 1v1 MLG for all the beans. Best of 5 series right here. Usually I play best of 3s. This dude was like, hey, want to play a best of 5? And I'm like, you know what? Sure. Why not? The first map is Hunted. That's all I can tell you. I would pull it up, but I'm not going to. Disclaimer. I'll throw it out right now for you. These are post-recorded, meaning I played this match last night. I am recording it today. I do not want to have any sort of lag when I'm playing with the caliber of player that I'm playing against, especially in a 1v1. Like 4v4, like regular competitive teams. That's different because you got someone else to help you. This is just a shit show. You got to know your timings and you just got to guess. You got to be able to win your gunfights. There's really nothing else to it. Anyways, that is my disclaimer. That is everything I need to tell you. Besides this, first to 6 rounds win. CWL rules and MLG rules. So, that's all you need to know about this best of 5 series. Let me tell you a little bit about the player I'm playing against as well before we settle in for what is bound to be a phenomenal matchup. The dude I'm playing against is also my teammate on the doubles ladder. So him and I know our each other's strats very well. We are very familiar with how each other play. So I could have hopped that bomb, by the way. Just let you know, it's 7.6 seconds to defuse. He was there, he was gone for like 10. So yeah, I could have hopped that. That's alright. You'll notice when I started. Oh, did I finish up teammate talk? Yeah, okay. That dude's my teammate. We know each other very well. We know how each other play very well, I should say. So it's definitely not going to be an easy best of 5. You'll notice my specialist was supposed to be active camo. The game just gave me the gravity spikes because I thought, why the fuck not? You also notice my score streaks because why the fuck not? Let me talk you through my classes as well. God, we're doing a lot of talking here. I'm throwing out everything you need to know in the first 2 minutes so then you can take your popcorn, sit there and enjoy the beauty of this match. Alright? Kuda, VMP, Vesper, which is godlike. You'll notice I'm using it right now. Man of War and M8. 3 assaults, 2 subs, even though the Kuda can kind of be used as either. That is what I got right now. Those are my 5 classes. I don't really know what's on them. I don't remember. I change it, to try to get the best thing I can for who I'm playing against. But that's that. Now we're looking at something glitching through a wall, and we're gonna while we count down, we're gonna check out the antelopes on the wall, and Sacagawea might be to our left. You never know what might be in there. Alright. It's 7.6 seconds to defuse a bomb, which means he's got less than 10 seconds to show up. Show up for the squad. That is game right there. That's another round. That's phenomenal. I mean, he killed me, yes. It would have been better for me to stay alive for sure. I'm not sure how he didn't die. I have a faster fire rate and I hit most of those bullets, but I mean, I'm not going to complain because it happened last night, so there's really nothing for me to complain about. Alright, I've told you everything you need to know. I am halfway to my gravity spikes almost, which is crazy. Because I didn't think I'd be able to use those. Oh, my God. I'm very indecisive in where I want to go. So, this is a major round. This is a major round story-wise for how this dude plays. Alright, that was a long shot, by the way, for a Vesper. Like, that was ridiculous. You'll notice this guy plays hella slow. Like, dumb slow. Which is interesting because I'm used to playing against people that, play a little faster. I'm used to slow players, but not that slow. You know what I mean? Like, that is sort of a new level of slow. Um, so when you get to things like timing and, you know, where he should be when, it is a little confusing. And you guys might be like, I don't know what competitive COD is. I just showed up. You're not Scumper, or you're not Scump, you're not Optic, so you're clearly trash. Hey, I respect that. You know, for those that aren't informed on what competitive COD is, it can sound like a lot. You know what I mean? It can easily get over your head. So I guess I might as well take this time to break down. So I love talking competitive COD, so I guess I'll break it down for you. Timing sounds, I mean, is exactly as it sounds. Is that, you know, it takes a certain amount of time for me to get from my spawn to B or my spawn to A, or, you know, if I go through the water, it takes a different amount of time for me to get to that same place. If you know how long it takes for someone to get somewhere, you're very well off. Now notice, he's not going to get the defuse. I wish he wouldn't have killed me right there, because I would have got the plus 100 for the bomb detonation. But oh well. So, you know, if I'm sitting in B, right, and I push out, and he's not coming. Yeah, you know, I've got the whole, let's say I got the whole middle of the map covered, right, and he's not crossing through. I've got the whole left side, and he's not there. And, you know, and he's not showing up. It's like, all right, how long would it take for you to run from point A to point B, or from middle to A, or from, you know, wherever you are, you know, to where you're gonna be? And if you can guess, and you gotta be a really good guesser, but if you can figure out how long it takes for them to get somewhere, that is super duper beneficial for you, because it kind of lets you know what corners you should be, you know, pre-aiming for, and what corners you should maybe not be. You'll notice he's playing so slow that he is just now coming through middle map. I'm half tempted to click over to his screen because I'm in theater just to check out what he's doing, because that's crazy to me. I don't know where he went. He didn't come through the waterfall because I didn't hear him. You guys probably can't hear him. But at the time, you know, I got my headset cranked up so loud it hurts my ears when I shoot. But I can sound whore that guy so good. I can hear him, and based on what I hear, I can tell you what, you know, I can tell you what material he's running on. It's like, oh, he's running on dirt. All right, that means he's got to be mid. Or all right, he's running on something sounds like a grate maybe. That's gotta be B-Dom. If you look all the way to your left, you go straight through that wall. That bridge area, that's where B-Dom is. B-Domination, play domination, maybe, I don't know. That's where that is, so you can kind of know. You'll notice, he didn't jump in the water. Alright, so I'm going to wrap all the way around. And then I'm immediately, because he's not there, I don't want him to wrap around behind me. I'm immediately taking the bomb to B. So those are just some examples of, you know, little things that you could do if you play 1v1s. Just so happens he rotated as well, and I caught him off it. That is the first map, though, in a best of 5. In a best of 5, you need to win 3 maps in order to declare yourself the victor. So, that is that. Now we are glitched into a hut. Oh my gosh, COD. Alright. That is the first map. I hope you guys join me for the second map. I will see you all there in a couple of hours as it happens.